Now we are ready to go. So let me welcome you to this information meeting about the status today, what we have been doing the last year, what we are aiming to do ahead. So everybody who's been on now is up to date about whatever it is that we are doing. Let me start by going back a year or so when we found out that we had to change our system. Due to the fact that we had three different things that I'm going to talk about a bit later. So we wanted to go into work with TPS, that's Three-Partner Solutions in Sweden, to put all the trees in there and give you all the tree owners, or Better Globe tree owners, I have to say former tree owners, and each other you will have shares in TPS in the years to come. So based on some special things. But let me go back and tell you what happened this year. We've been working very hard with TPS, and you can see Jakob Satenius, he's on TPS, and we've been working with him and his team. Now, the last year, before we could do anything on what we wanted to do, to transfer shares, trees into shares and things like that, we had to do due diligence. And for the one of you who knows what that is a totally go through everything analysis of all the things in Better Globe. The accounts, the value of the trees, the contracts, everything we had that we were going to work with. So actually TPS hired BDO in Kenya, which is one of the biggest auditing company in the world, I think number 5. And they went through to do all the necessary due diligence with Better Globe Forestry to be sure that all the trees were there, that we had then everything in order, so we could take it on as a concept later, whatever we had. They went through everything, and BDO went through our accounts for 5 years and analyzed everything. We have a report on everything that was okay. And then the BDO hired somebody called Dutch Green, which is a Dutch company and specializing in valuing trees, CO2 connections, all kind of things in the tree business, in the forestry business. They are expert consultants in different areas. So they hired them up. Excuse me. Yeah. And they hired them up, and they did really due diligence on the value of the trees. So we came to the conclusion that all the trees that was there, little bit more than 3 million trees, they made a thorough report about 57 pages long. And all the main issues was that the value of the trees was tremendous. The value of 3 million trees was 41.7 million euro, and the estimation based on all the things that they had checked, all the things they have measured, all the things that they knew and know, that was that in 2027, by the end of that year, it will be a value of 365 million euro. So that means the value is there, so all the trees are safe and sound and growing very well. That was the step number 1, because that was the whole issue. We had to be sure that the value was there, and TPS went through everything. They had their own lawyers in Sweden that has also gone through all these things and been working on it. Unfortunately, due to the fact that when somebody is going to have an emission in a public company, you need to be doing this correctly. That's not unfortunate, that's fortunate to do it correctly, but it has taken a lot of time, and we could not go out and tell everybody that what we were going to do in details due to the law of emission of shares. We had to have before we can go out and offer anything to people in general and in public, then we have to have a prospect which is accepted by the Swedish finance, whatever it's called, department. And they have not got that far yet. And that is why we have to be very careful what we said, so we didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry for that in one way, due to the fact that we could not tell you everything we would like to tell you about the concept. We are very excited about the future, excited about what's coming up, but we were unfortunately not able to tell you everything. Now we are getting closer and closer to everything being ready, done correctly in a legal way, so we can go out and tell people what we are doing. So that is what we have taken a lot of time so far. But nevertheless, after the 1st of May, I think that at least Jakob can tell us a little bit about that soon. But what we are aiming at is that 1st of May, they will have at least some information for who is behind TPS, what are the plans and so forth and so on, and some more information that will come after 1st of May when all these things are done, and sort of an immediate prospectus is more or less ready. But what we have ready, which is now not long ago since we got that established, that is for every tree that you have bought all these years, you get 10 shares. That is until the 1st of May. So I wonder, maybe you can say a little bit about that, Jakob, how far you are today and what's happening now on the 1st of May.
Okay, thank you, Rino, and thank you everybody for joining. At the before the 1st of May, when we reach the 1st of May, we have stopped this, what do you call it, föranmälan?
Pre-registration.
Yeah, pre-registration for shares in TPS. That means that everyone that bought trees before the 1st of May, we will look how many trees have you bought, and we will wait for about 21 days, because the system that Better Globe has, it gives you your bonus trees after 21 days after you bought, if you bought 12 the donation package and the 120 trees. So we will have this pause for a couple of weeks, and after that period we will look at how many trees has been bought, and after that we will count on the value of a share, because the value of a share is depending on how many buyers of tree will be going into TPS. So about 1 or 2 weeks after that, we will send you a mail from TPS, and then it will be a registration period. You will be given all the contracts for registration with digital identification. We will have to do full KYC and so on for the account of the TPS, and then you actually confirm that you want to shift your trees to shares instead. After this confirmation period, you will get information from TPS in if you are cleared from. We have to check everybody in some registration for the authorities and so on. And after we are ready with everybody, we will move you into the shareholding books for TPS, and you will get a message of this also. So because of every time you do something like this, there's also always some kind of small problems. Someone has been writing the names wrong, or the identification numbers wrong, and so on. So we will have special periods. Some weeks we will work just with the Swedish persons. Some week we will work with the European persons, and so on. And we will also have a period when we just work with children, because when we move children to become shareholders, we have to have an identification of both parents and so on. So this will take a couple of weeks, a couple of months to do everyone, to be ready for everyone. But you will get the information as soon as we get your registration. And when you get your registration, I couldn't say that there's I can't say that I don't think it will be anyone that will be rejected, because that's very, very uncommon. So before you get at the same time you get this registration period, or a couple of weeks before, we will also give you an information package where you get all information and from the accountant, from the lawyers, from BDO, and from our company, and so on. So you get information from every perspective to give you, so you are able to make a good decision. So what you wanted me to say, Rino?
Yes, thank you. That is okay to start with. That's good. So I also want to add on from the point of view of the compared to the shares and the price of the trees. As you all know, the price of the trees will increase from the 1st of May to 27 euro. It is 20 euro today, as you know. However, what is good in that is that there's not only that the price have increased just that we're going to make some more money or something. It is due to the fact that we need that kind of money to do the job we are supposed to do in every way. And not only that, but from the 27 euros, we have a value that actually tree value has gone up the last year, which is also taken into consideration. So you're actually still making money, because 18 euro is the value on top of what it is after 1st of May. So you have additional 11 euro from the 7. It is increasing actually. So you don't lose on buying trees for 27 euros. It's actually you gain money right away. And it's estimated that the next coming years, that value of the trees will increase roughly by 18 euro. So that is a little bit about the price of the trees. However, I would like to go into some special questions, because we have had some questions from some people, and we think it's better to answer them than getting them from 100 different people. So we just answer them, so you know that is the situation, and that is the future, and that is what we are going to do, one way or another. Now, let me tell you that the first question we have gotten, or we have gotten a few of, is what about the payout of the tree profit? The payout of the tree profit was not paid in 2022. We have paid them for 11 years, from 2010 and all the way. Millions of euros have been paid out. In fact, it is more than 14 million euro that we have paid back to you. So all the people who bought trees from 2006 and up to 2011, they have already gotten their money back, and it's only the profit that is left. Now, let me tell you about 3 things. The reason for us to go into the system we are going into today is based on these 3 facts that has come up. 5 years ago, we understood that we have tried, and you who has been followers for some time, you know for sure that we have been working very hard to do cash crops. We started with Jatropha trees for biofuel. We have gone into mangoes. We have used Acacia Senegal. We have tried with neem, and now latest we tried was moringa. So we have done a lot on these things. However, we did not do the really thing, what should I say, the job that we had to do would be too big in order for us to manage to get the cash crop. The calculation we did in 2006 was very good, and we were estimating that we would have no problem whatsoever to do it. But as the years have been troublesome and increasing in price tremendously, and many more things have come in, we could not make it. And I could see that some time ahead, I calculated that we will not be able to manage to do what we have done all these years in 2022 and beyond. So I had to look for another solution. On top of that, we had what should I call it, a court case that we had to sue the government of Kenya, the Kenyan tax authorities, because they went into our books and they wanted to change the system we had in our books with the tree. They called that an income, which was, it was not from us, it was your money. We were planting trees. They wanted to tax the income before we even could plant the trees, and there was no way we could do that. So I have been fighting with them for 10 years to get it right. We managed to get it into the books. But then when they come back later with another angle, then we had to take them to court. And we won that court case over the tax authorities in Kenya. So that was successful. So we had the right on our side. However, during that court case, we came to understand one thing, and that was that you could not be owner of the trees, as we have told you that you own the trees. And that has been a special way for me to have those ownership into our books, as just instead of having them, if we had gotten the way that Kenya authority wanted us to do, we would have put them into Better Globe accounts. So Better Globe would own the trees. And then if Better Globe Forestry went bankrupt, then you would lose all the trees. A bankruptcy lawyer, he would sell the trees for nothing, and everybody will lose. That's why I've been fighting to have them outside of the books, as in the notes of the book, we have the value and the depth to you accordingly. So that now we have gotten the information that if you are the owner of the trees, you have to be registered. Each and every one of you have to be registered and get the tax identification number in Kenya and pay tax on the tree values and the trees in the years to come before you even have gotten any money out of them. And of course, that will be an impossible job. We have about 25,000 customers. And there's no way that we could have all these 25,000 customers registered in Kenya, paying tax there. That will cost, first and foremost, a lot of money for each of you and take a lot of trouble to do that. We know how bad that works in Kenya for private people, so that will be an impossible job. So that one, on top of that, we could not get cash crop enough at a certain time, that was very bad for us. Now, the third and even worse case that we had to fight was that when we launched millions of euro until your accounts in 2021, in the first month we sent in, I think, several thousand of payments to the bank, and we do that manually. So we send them in manually to the bank, and the bank got the shock of their life. They say, what is this tree profit? We don't like it, because when we send money to even 10,000 people in 40 countries, the banks don't want a customer like that. And I can tell you, in 2019, we had Nordea, which is one of the biggest banks in Norway. After 10 years of perfect relationship, no problem whatsoever, we got an email saying that they want to close all our accounts because they were scared of these, all the money we sent abroad, that should be money laundering or terror financing. So that is hopeless in the banks today, and there's nothing I could ask them a question. Nobody answered anything. They said, sorry. I asked, have you done anything wrong? What is wrong? Can we change anything? What can we do? They said, no, the risk with a customer like you is too big for us for the money laundering, so we prefer not to have you as a customer. I tried to get another bank account in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, in all the biggest banks, 2-3 biggest banks in all these countries. None of them wanted to have us as a customer when I told them that we are going to send money to all these countries on a yearly basis. They said no, all of them. It was just pure luck that I knew and had invested some money into a company which is doing blockchain technology and also bank security systems, building that. So they had a contact, so we managed to get what you call an interims account in a Belgian bank, and that is what we have been paying out of. So we have had that for 3 years after 2019, which we lost our bank account. We managed to get that bank account, and we have had it for 3 years. Immediately, we could get this sent, so that was no problem. But all in these 3 years, it has become worse and worse. And the last year, when we sent it, they got the shock of their life, and they say, "What is this? We don't want that. These free profit, that can be anything. There's no invoices for it. There's no nothing. So we don't trust that. We don't want to have that as a customer. If you continue to pay free profit, we will close your account." That was a clear message from them. We talked to them in length, and we had some contact there, which we had over these years. We knew them, so we could talk to them. But then we are stopped. So we are not able to send the money, even if we had it. No, so all these 3 things, that we could not get the cash crop enough the last years and onward, we could not have you as an owner of the trees, because then you have to be registered, and that we could not pay you even if we had the money, that forced us to see other solutions. And my only goal was to secure the value of the trees, so you will be paid regardless from whatever you have invested. And then I got the idea that I wanted to start a company, put all the trees into that company, and you get shares for each tree. So you will own that company 100%. All the people who owns trees in Better Globe would be the owners. And then I presented that in 3 different meetings in Sweden. First 2 meetings was only with the top ambassadors in Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. And after I think the 3rd or the 4th meeting were a little bigger group. And then in February this year, a group of Swedish people, Jacob was leading them, they came to me and said, "Rino, the idea is good and so forth, but we have a better idea, and that is to make a company and that we could hit for the stock exchange, so the cash actually can come from also selling shares if somebody wants that when it hits the stock exchange, when that time comes. So that means it's a better deal." And we talked about it for some time, and I understood only one thing, and that was a better idea than the one I had. So I said to Jacob, "That's okay. We'll go for that. And if you can then do it in Sweden instead of Norway, then it is even better." So they took it on, and they have done a good job with it. They have had lawyers there going through everything. Yes, it has taken time. Yes, it has been difficult for us to inform everybody about what we are doing and why we are doing it. But now we have done it. And all these things are now in good place. Now, the second question that we have got from some people, they say, "Well, you know, it's okay with shares, but I would like to keep the old deal with Better Globe." Well, then they want to keep something which is impossible to manage, because we will not get cash crop to pay you. So then you have to wait for 20 years to the tree that mature to get the money. But in the meantime, you might have to register in Kenya, pay tax there, and that's a lot of hassle, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So that is not a good deal either. That is why, in fact, that we have made the only deal which is securing your trees and your value in a better way. Because don't forget one thing, most of you have bought trees from 13 euro, 15 euro, 17 euro, some of the last years 20 euro, and the maximum we are giving out at the year 20 is 170 euro. Now, we know today that the price of the trees, when they are fully grown, is roughly 400 euro today at the ITTO market rate. So that is a lot more. And if ever that's up to TPS to decide if they want to put up a factory and produce furniture or floor tiles or whatever, it's even a lot more money to be shared and distributed on the stock on the share owners. So we have gone through everything. We have done all our calculations, and all of you with owning trees with Better Globe is much better off this way. If we have people that we cannot reach by any means, they will be put into sort of a structured system within TPS and be taken care of one by one, depending on when we can get hold of them and what we can discuss with them. So that means there is no option to this really. You can stick to the old agreement, but then you are stuck there with a lot of trouble that you don't want to. So please understand, this is nothing we have tried to do to make it difficult for you or worse for you. It is only making it better. That you can take my word for it. I can guarantee that is the whole aim with everything. So we have done as much as we can, and we have now a system which, in fact, I have been enthusiastic about Better Globe and the vision for quite a number of years. And I can tell you, the last few years since I understood that we had problems that we had to solve, I've been fighting like a madman, both in Kenya, in everywhere, to find a solution. And last year, when we, in February last year, when we hooked up with Jacob and his team, and I saw that solution. And as we are getting closer, the contracts are now in place. We are sort of the whole framework is agreed upon, and we see the future as great. I am back in action again. I can tell you, I love it. Today, I have such an energy that you can't believe it. And I see the future great. And I can tell you a little bit later, before the ending, what we're going to do in Kenya apart from that. But now I would like Einar Steinsev he's the #1 ambassador in Better Globe. He's been there since 2006 when we started up the whole thing. And I'd like him to tell you what has happened to him the last few months. Please, Einar, can you share your enthusiasm?
Yes, thank you, Rino. I want first of all of you to take a good look at Rino's pictures behind him. And then you see this is from the forest in Kenya, our trees a long time ago. When I started in 2006, we have no trees, or we have nothing. We was only going to sell and get customers to buy trees from a vision that we will plant trees. So the pictures you see behind Rino is a real pictures from our trees, from our forest. And I have been down there 2 times already in Africa to see these trees. And these trees are growing and growing and growing every year, and that will give us money. First of all, I want to say something to you, all of you, because let's say the last 2 years or last 1.5 years, I have been a little bit passive. And that is because everything Rino just say, they started this more than a year ago. And then we have actually nothing to sell. Actually, we was waiting what we were going to do, and we was waiting. And now the last month, together with Rino, I am so enthusiastic. And why I am really enthusiastic today is because, think about it, we have the best products in the world. Think about what I have in 2006, nothing, a vision. Now the trees are costing 20 euro. 20 euro you can buy the trees for today, and then you will get 10 shares in this fantastic company. You owe. We are the tree partner. We owe this company. We owe it. So then we will have 10 shares now. Next month, I will definitely tell you something else and be enthusiastic. But for now, the trees is 20 euro. You get 10 shares. Next month, I know the price will be 27 euro for the trees. And that means for you, almost 50% up already. For you, your friends, your family, and I will show you a little bit more about that. So what you can do now is to tell all your people, and that is why I'm enthusiastic now. I've never have a better product to sell. Next month and maybe the next of the year, we don't know how many stocks we will have. But today we know we will have 10 shares. And now I will log in to show you a little bit more. And can you see my web page here? Can you see the Better Globe page? Fantastic. I don't know if, I think Rino said it, but think about it. If you buy the trees next month for 27 euro, then I will definitely say to you, this is also fantastic. It's so amazing. Why is it so amazing? Yes, because we will earn 18 euro each tree every year. That's a minimum in this company, it will be. So I will tell you good stories next month and better stories in the future, definitely. But now, for you online, this is the best deal ever. So I will log on here for all of you that want to buy more trees and tell your friends. Then you click on your account. This account you see here, that is because I have admin and can help all the customers. I have a little bigger menu than everybody else. We and the support have that. So when you click on account management, everything I say to you now and what you click on, you can look at. When you click at account management, then you click on my card, and then you click here, add a new card. Then you put in your card, and then you can give gifts or buy your own trees. For example, if I go here, I go to gifts. And as you can see, my son Stian has a lot of money here. He is working as an ambassador. Let's say he wants to give gift for 100 trees today. Then you see here, that cost 2,000 euro for 100 trees. What will it cost for the customer next month? It will cost 2,700 trees. So you actually save 700 euros to buy 100 trees now. That's fantastic for you. In May, it will be a great deal, and I will tell every new customers that come in, it will be a fantastic deal, but that customers need to buy it for 2,700 euros. So if you click here, you need to follow 4 steps to give a gift. Let's say I click next here, and then you see here you have 2 options. Existing customers, I will now put in 67616. That is my number. I know that is one of my numbers. And if I click check here, you will see my name come up here. You see? Einar come up. So you can check who you will give the gifts to. So then if I click next, then I come to overview, and next again, I will come to a confirmation. Then Stian have given me trees, but I will not do it now. This is just an example. Okay, this is an example when you give to existing customers, but you can give to a new customers today, and then you can give it as a birthday gift to somebody. You can give it as a Christmas gift. This year, you can buy the Christmas today or in April for 20 euro and give it as a Christmas gift in December. Then you just click new customers here. You see? Then it's come up. Then you can put in the name and where they live, if they live in Norway or Sweden or England. And then you can give a gift to the customers. And that can be for example, my granddaughter now, she have a confirmation. I don't know if you have that, but a confirmation that is in May. So I can buy confirmation gift for my granddaughter here. So it's a lot of options. You can give a gift to, for example, somebody that is going to have a baby in 4 months or 5 months. Then you can go in and buy the gifts today, good gifts that will increase forever for the customers, because the baby or the customers will own these shares forever until they sell it. Think about it. If you go in and buy trees today for 20 euro, next month it's costing 27 euro. That means you can sell it to new customers if you want already next month for 25 euros. But who will do that when you earn 18 euro every year on this? So this is something. And then I click what is important for all the customers now. For you, and you need to share this with your customers later, or new customers when they have got this gift. They need to log in. You need to log in. And then you click shares in TPS. And then you can read all this. But in the end, you see this is my son Stian's company. And then you will have this in the end. Like Jakob said, you need to click pre-register if you haven't done it, but Stian has already done it. Now I will show you an account that people that haven't done it, because this is important, and you need to do it, and you need to tell your people to do it. And then I changed the account to some of Stian's customers that haven't done it yet. We will fix it for them very soon. These customers, if this is a customers you have, or your friends, or the customers you just register, they need to log in, and then you need to click shares in TPS. Look at this. And then I take the side all the way down. And here is these customers have 14 trees. And these customers need to click on pre-register. If it's a customers that already been a customers, you need to do this. And then I will click now so you can see. Look what happened when you click pre-register. And then these customers, I will call these customers in April now and say, you need to fix this in your account. And then you need to have personal ID. You need to put in your name and email and all this correct information. And then you need to click, you can read it here, terms and conditions. And then you click pre-register and save. And then you will have the same web page as my son, that you are a shareholder. And then, like Jakob said, maybe in June, maybe in July, I don't know. But when they are ready, they will send more information to you as a customers. And then you need to maybe go in to fix your more details. Maybe you need to put in your passport or driver license. I don't know. But that is what we need to do. So we follow up your email. But look at this email. When I call these customers bought 14 trees some years ago. Let's check the account, because this is the next step for you. After you have put in your card, then you click on products. Now I click on products, and then here you can go in and buy your trees today. So these customers have already 78 euro on their account. And of course, I will call the customers and say, listen, you need to buy trees from your Better Globe account also. And then she will have 3 trees. And that means 30 trees, 30 stocks, 30 more stocks, because she's doing it now in April. And this is what you need to do and help your people to do. But for you, the best I can say to all of you, and this, I haven't done this for the last year, but now when we finally can say what is our product and what will happen, then you should go in and definitely give gifts or buy your trees. For example, if you buy 10 trees, it's cost you 200 euro. Next month, it's cost you 270 euro. It will still be a good deal, but now you can do the best deal ever. And that is ever in history. So this is this you need to tell your new customers and all the customers that has been a customers in Belly Glow. I have been working for this company for 17 years now. And how many customers do you think we have around the world? You are so lucky. You are so lucky that you have been a customer, because if you haven't been a customer, you haven't got even this chance. And we are approximately maybe less than 50,000 customers around the world. It's nothing. So you are one of these 50,000 that will have the best deal ever. In the future, people will buy stocks here for 10 times more, companies. And then I can sell my shares if I want, or sell a little bit of it and take back my money easily, because it's a Swedish stock company. And so I am really enthusiastic now, but I need your help. You need to do this, and you need to do it for your friends. And if you have been here a long time, check your account, what you have, go in and buy some trees. But like I said, I want to repeat it. The most important things you do is to click on account management, click on my card, put in your card, and buy some more trees. And then after that, look at this menu. You have this menu. Go in and buy trees or donation monthly, because then when you have put in your card, you put in and buy monthly, 5 trees, 10 trees, or much more. And the last thing I want to say to all of you, we have still this great deal we have had for a long time. If you buy 10 trees and 1 donation every month like this, and 1 donation every month, and you put this up as a monthly buy, then you will have extra 20 bonus trees for free from the company. This is an incentive for the people who want to do that as a good customers. So thank you everybody for listening to us, and the words is back to you, Rino. So I will stop sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Einar, for telling us that. And I can, like you say here, it's amazing. We have, of course, people that has not been, they have changed the email. We have not reached them. So we are working now on calling them. And I called an old guy that I know, he's a lawyer from Oslo, and he has bought more than 4,000 trees, and he didn't know anything. He had changed his emails and come back. He hadn't even thought about it. He was busy with other things. So when I called him and told him about the news story, he said, well, please come in and tell me. So I went to Oslo today, this morning, and I was talking to him, and he was very excited. He hugged me when I left and said, thank you for telling me. I would have lost that deal, and I would have been angry at you for a long time, after 1st of May. So I said, I'll take care of it for you. We will handle it. So I have arranged everything. So he was going to switch to shares right away, and that's 4,000 trees. And he didn't even know, the new system that we had. So we are working up to spread the word about the good things ahead. So I hope that you can tell people that if they have any money on their Better Globe account, buy trees before the 1st of May. If not, you're going to regret it afterwards. But now let me tell you a little bit as I'm going towards the end about the new products we have, because from 1st of May, we have 2 new products. Although they can be something similar, but the first tree, we don't call it tree anymore, because you cannot own any tree or buy a tree. You actually buy a right to the trees. But that will be taken care of when you have the shares. You don't have to worry about it. But you buy the first product is called a sponsor package. That's what you pay €27 for. In the sponsor package, it's actually 2 trees that is planted in Africa that you are sponsoring. Then you get a receipt, coupon, or a certificate. The lawyers are now working on what we're going to call this, but that is what you're getting is right to shares when the emission is ready by TPS. So they will get back to you on that. But in the meantime, you get that valuable piece of paper so you can switch into shares when that time comes. But that is that 2 trees that is planted, you get the shares for one of them. We are not saying these things. There are many still things we cannot say public about it, but we will get these things cleared out completely. So whatever we write on the website after 1st of May will be whatever you can say and do. So we are still a bit careful, so we don't jeopardize anything of the good work that is done by the lawyers. But I can get into you like it. And the donation package which you have had, it's the same price, 59 euros, which will get you 2 sponsor packages. And we have now removed donations of trees, and that's into the trees itself. So that means the water donations and these things that we did before, that is including the tree. And what is left in the donation package is actually 2.5 euro to Child Africa and 2.5 euro to microfinance. So we can get more action there. So that is the 2 new products that we are selling from 1st of May. We are opening up the new website with the new information by roughly 1st of May, and then work with TPS to get the names and numbers and all these things, the quotes and whatever we need to have correct. So we do it everything correct. I have to apologize to you all for being a bad communicator based on the company. We have done a lousy job for the last year for reasons which we have already told you. So I'm not going to go back to that. But I can promise you one thing, we're going to be much better ahead. And now we're going to have Zoom meetings, regularly Zoom meetings. We will have questions and answer sessions. We will have TPS will coming up with their own Zoom meeting, probably to the shareholders when that is in place. So you will get much more information. And Better Globe Forestry will have a monthly newsletter with the new teams every time. So you'll be informed and have a lot of things to sell to your people or for your own information. We will have monthly newsletter now with all the things coming up. We will also rearrange different kind of what should I say, social media. We have had Facebook sites that we have not had any control over. People have said and done whatever they liked on them. So we are going to take charge on these. We're going to have a main Better Globe website. So all the news will be put there on Facebook and all the other different social media. We're going to have people doing that for us. So you will be updated all the time. So that I can tell you for sure, you're going to have a lot more information, and we are now back in action. And we're going to spread the word about the good word about the new system in Better Globe, which is, if you ask me, much easier to sell than trees growing in 20 years or 20 years in Africa. It's much easier, much better for everybody. Now, lastly, I would just tell you that Better Globe Forestry have had only all these years. We have survived, done a fantastic job. We are, in fact, today the most recognized and best reputed company in Kenya in the forestry business. Everybody knows us in the government and in the business society of forestry. Very well known everywhere, and we are used as examples on how to do things. That we have done based on only one customer, Better Globe AS, and you as Better Globe AS customers. That has been difficult for us because we have never been able to budget long-term what to do. Now we have had a board meeting in Better Globe Forestry. We have good people on the board there, very knowledgeable people, and we know that we could do a lot more in the forestry. So we have made a decision to start with other customers. We have now already several big companies around the world who wants to cooperate with us on different kind of forestry project. So Better Globe Forestry now going to be really big as a forestry company, not just as a company sort of run by members of Better Globe and so forth and so on, and be happy with that. That has been a limited thing. In fairness, it has been good to do it that way because we have learned to do mistake by ourselves. Nobody have lost anything. We have managed to take it. We have managed to fight our way through and get things done in a way that we are proud of today. However, in the years to come, we will get many more bigger companies working with us, that means we're recognized in a much broader scale. People from United Nations, America, you name it, they will be working with us. And that, of course, is easier for us to sell trees based on all these partners that we have around the world as we go forward. So that is not for sure. That is for sure that we are going to grow very rapidly. The next 5 years going to be tremendous in Better Globe Forestry. And I hope and pray that you guys will be with us in all the years to come as owners of shares in the Swedish company, Three-Party Solutions, and still going on and still having the same vision together with us in Better Globe Forestry, doing what they can to eradicate poverty rapid and faster, and Child Africa to fight corruption faster and faster. We already have a lot of recognition in both these cases, and I'm going to personally see to that it's going to be a lot more. My wife Julie is working on these things in Uganda, and she's done a fantastic job there. Our first doctor is now already established. He's a surgeon coming from Child Africa Education. So we have a lot of things we have done already. And I also, as I ending up this meeting today, I would like to ask that if you have any questions that you would like to have answered, please send me an email or send it to support, whatever it is, but get it answered so you know what you're doing, you know where we are, what we do. And I will give you my email. It's Rino, R-I-N-O, @betterglobe.com. You can send me an email. After the meeting yesterday, I got 4 emails, which I answered yesterday, and people were very happy for the answers. So please don't hesitate. Don't stick with some questions that you want to have answered. Get them to us. We can talk on Skype. We can talk on all kind of things, and we will help you get the way you want it to be. So everything, we will solve the problems we have together with you in a way that you benefit tremendously. So thank you very much for attending this seminar this evening, and I hope that I see you for many years to come, and that we are going to be really great together. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you.